Pro Football player Travis Kelce is pressed for time during the football season. So he does two things at once. Whether it's grilling while mowing.
Two things at once!
Or getting this season's updated COVID-19 shot at the same visit as his flu shot.
Two things at once.
You can be like Travis and ask your pharmacist about getting this season's COVID-19 shot at the same visit as your flu shot, if you're due for both, as recommended by the CDC. Learn more and schedule at vaxassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
My brother-in-law died suddenly, and now my sister and her kids have to sell their home. That's why I told my husband we could not put off getting life insurance any longer. An agent offered us a 10-year, $500,000 policy for nearly $50 a month. Then we called SelectQuote. SelectQuote found us identical coverage for only $19 a month, a savings of $369 a year.
Whether you need a $500,000 policy or a $5 million policy, SelectQuote could save you more than 50% on term life insurance.
For your free quote, go to SelectQuote.com. SelectQuote.com. That's SelectQuote.com.
SelectQuote. We shop. You save. Full details on example policies at SelectQuote.com/commercials.
Thanks for tuning into our podcast. We love having you here, and it's our mission to bring you all the latest and greatest tips, skills, and know-how to make you the best that you can be. We know that you have it in you, and we're going to show you how. Now, let's get started.
This episode is powered by Poddex.
Thank you for tuning in today. You are now listening to That Will Never Work Podcast with your host, Maurice Chisholm. Hello, everyone. Thank you very much for tuning in today. At this time of year, a lot of us start to look at the holidays that are coming up. So we are in the fourth quarter of 2022. And so we're starting to look at the holidays. As I stated in the last episode, I start to wind down. But what I have found myself doing is finding a way to keep myself motivated, understanding that my no's are really yeses and things like that. So, but in that, I start looking at recipes for, what I plan on having for Thanksgiving. I'm a little chunky guy, and I like to eat, like most of us probably do. And so we start to look at things to eat or that we're going to make for Thanksgiving and impress our family and friends that we've made this, this dish that's going to satisfy them, hopefully, moving forward. They'll be impressed by it. They'll say it's delicious. We'll have a great smile on our face. And all because you have followed a recipe to make someone happy, right? To fulfill them on the inside, whether it's food being a part of the actual dinner itself, when of course it's for dinner, whether it's a dessert, whether it is a snack, no matter the situation, you found a way to follow a recipe to put a smile on someone's face. Well, I have a question for you today. What is your recipe to keep you motivated? What is your recipe to keep you positive through all situations, thick and thin? So one of the things for myself is that my recipe for a positive mindset and staying motivated is creating or finding myself in situations where we are talking positively and not negatively. Sometimes that's a little difficult because, you find yourself in situations that it start off positive, but ultimately once you get to know individuals, you start to find out how of a negative individual they really are. And sometimes it's hard to remove yourself from that situation because you are nervous that you're going to stand out, right? So how do you find yourself in a more positive situation? Well, a lot of times like-minded people find like-minded people, right? And in that situation, you need to as you're talking to individuals and you're finding out, hey, we have very similar traits. We have very similar beliefs. We have very similar likes and dislikes, and we laugh at similar things and whatever else. Something that I had looked at not too long ago when this individual was talking about finding individuals that motivate you is almost like dating, right? You're having a conversation with these individuals. Well, not dating, I should say courting. You're trying to find things that are very similar that you can have conversations about moving forward. Hey, I like the color blue. You like the color blue. Hey, I like ice cream. You don't like ice cream. All right, that's fine. But what else do you like? Okay, you might not like ice cream, but you like yogurt? Like, that's very interesting and odd. Those type of things that you find commonality in. A lot of times you'll find that in those individuals that will create an environment that's more positive for you to flourish in. When you are in a work environment and you have to work on a team, there's always an antagonist, right? There's always someone that's working against something, or, someone that's viewing things differently or skewed or whatever it is, and you might not feel as though you can get away from that, but how do you inject positivity into that situation? Sometimes just being positive. It could be frustrating that, hey, I'm the one that's positive. No one else is portraying that. But you have to strive. You have to push forward in order for you to be the one that changes the atmosphere, that changes the mindset, that changes how things feel as you're moving forward. Now, that can be draining, right, on you because you're constantly pushing. That's why it's also important for you to find your solace, your like-minded individuals that can energize you, that can motivate you, that can, lift you up, when you're down. Finding that good recipe of individuals along with safe spaces where you can get your work done, you can regroup, listen to your music, sing your songs out loud on wrong key, to anything that you need to get done in order for you to move forward. Sometimes it's not easy, but how do you get it done? How do you jump over the wall that's holding you back? So changing your atmosphere, changing your people that you are around, change the information that you intake, being YouTube videos, documentaries, anything that's going to teach you something a little bit more about your skill that you're trying to enhance, or your job, or learn a new trade, something that's going to keep your brain moving in a positive direction that builds on top of what you have already created and what you've already done. So you're creating a safe space to study. You're educating yourself. You are surrounding yourself with the right people. You are changing the atmosphere from a negative one to a positive one. Now you have the recipe of having a positive state of mind. And with that positive state of mind, you can walk down the street. And this is just a byproduct, again, something that I have experienced personally. When you have a positive state of mind, you walk down the street and you say good morning to someone. You say, have a good evening. Be careful out there. Things like that. That positive state of mind, it rubs off on other individuals. And now they are reciprocating it back to you. It's not very often that I smile at someone, they don't smile back. And that is just being a great, nice human being. It doesn't have to be anything more than that. Just being a nice human being in this situation, in these times right now of that seems uncertain. This is the time where not being nice, it won't work. Like you're going to have to be a nice human being in order for each and every one of us to prosper in this situation. I encourage you today to be that catalyst of change, to be that the cog that makes the machine run. I encourage you to find something that you really enjoy, that you say, hey, you know what? Yesterday I thought I couldn't do it, but today I'm going to get it done. put yourself in a positive situation, a positive state of mind that's going to, in some ways, outlast your life. Because in that positive state of mind, you will achieve, you will create, you will discover, you will put in place things that will outlast you. Be encouraged today that to have this positive state of mind, you have to put together a recipe the same type of recipe you're using to create an environment for people to love and to cherish your holiday situations. It's the same type of recipe you need to put together for you to become an individual that will outlast your lifetime. I thank you very much for listening to me today.
Loved what you've heard on this week's episode? Well, the answer is simple. It would mean the world to us if you could head over to iTunes and leave us a 5-star review and feedback. Spreading the word really is the best way to grow our podcast and achieve even greater things. Thank you.
Trading at Schwab is now powered by Ameritrade, giving you even more specialized support than ever before. Like access to the trade desk, our team of passionate traders ready to tackle anything from the most complex trading questions to a simple strategy gut check. Need assistance? No problem. Get 24/7 professional answers and live help, and access support by phone, email, and in-platform chat. That's how Schwab is here for you, to help you trade brilliantly. Learn more at schwab.com/trading.
Lucky Land Casino, asking people, what's the weirdest place you've gotten lucky?
Lucky? In line at the deli, I guess?
Aha, in my dentist's office. More than once, actually.
Do I have to say?
Yes, you do.
In the car before my kids' PTA meeting.
Really?
Yes.
Excuse me, what's the weirdest place you've gotten lucky?
I never win and tell.
Well, there you have it. You can get lucky anywhere, playing at LuckyLandSlots.com. Play for free right now. Are you feeling lucky? No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18+. Terms and conditions apply. See website for details.